No additional wiring, no auxiliary battery, second battery for the car. So if you are considering just doing some camping and you want to get a refrigerator for your car, is there a simple way to actually install the iFrost drawer fridge in a conventional car? Answer is yes. Let's have a look how I've installed it. Then we can have a closer look to see what are the components to actually doing this installation. Well, it's taken me a while. I reviewed the iFrost 30-litre drawer fridge not so long ago, and I compared it to the iFrost 40-litre chest fridge. There'll be a link in the video. If you're setting up a four-wheel drive or caravan for the first time, you're making all the cupboards and everything, yes, you can incorporate a drawer fridge in there with all the appropriate electrics. But is there a simple way to actually install the iFrost drawer fridge in a conventional car? Answer is yes. It's taken a bit of a while for me to work out how to do it, but one Sunday afternoon I got a piece of paper and just thought, yeah, well, how could this work? What's the simplest way of doing this? And it's here. It's my daughter's four-wheel drive. It's a Toyota Fortuner. Let's have a look how I've installed it. Then we can have a closer look to see what are the components to actually doing this installation. I might be able to put a little PDF together so that if anyone's got a hatchback four-wheel drive and you want to install a drawer refrigerator, freezer, fridge, then this might be a way of doing it for you as well. Look at this, what a neat package. So we've got the solar blanket here and cable. There's the drawer fridge, and look how much space there is. Incredible. The advantage of the drawer fridge is that you can actually pack stuff all the way around it and on top of it, as long as it leaves some air gap around where it vents, so you can have the heat exchange and everything, so the fridge can work properly. I've got a iFrost 40-litre chest fridge in my wife's Subaru, and that works really well because the height is high enough here for the chest fridge to go up and you can still open the lid. You could use it in here as well, but my daughter wanted something smaller, not as high a profile. So that's where the drawer fridge comes into its own. So right now it's set at 2 degrees, and I've got some really important food items in here. The instruction booklet, the brackets that actually came with the unit so you could actually mount it, and also this actually is for the power station. The difference between the drawer fridge and the iFrost 40-litre chest fridge is that there is no power station with this. It's just the drawer fridge, so you still need to provide 12-volt power to it. The iFrost 40-litre fridge has got the optional lithium battery that slides into the body of the refrigerator, so that if you stop to do some shopping and you lose power to the unit, then the battery would kick in, keep the fridge operating. This one needs a power station. It needs a lithium battery so that when you turn off the car, there's still power to the unit to operate the fridge. There's still, look, power's on. There's still power here. The actual refrigerator drawer fridge goes to about there, and then I've put a power station at the back. Let's go have a look at that. Here we go. And there's a power station. So this is my old iTechworld 1300p. Now it's been replaced with PS 1800. I'll be doing a review, but it could be any size power station. It could be the PS 800, but as long as you've got some sort of a power here, then you can actually connect to your refrigerator. So I've got it coming out of the 12-volt cigarette lighter here, accessory with a Anderson plug, and then it's connected to the Anderson plug of the refrigerator, which I can show you shortly. But right now it's settled at 2 degrees, so it's not drawing any power, so the power stations are showing 0 watts going out. I could have this connected also to the car via the accessory panel in this particular car. Is right here. So when I turn on the car, then the power would go to the power station and charge it up. So that's how simple it is. No additional wiring, no auxiliary battery, second battery for the car. If you are considering just doing some camping and you want to get a refrigerator for your car, then a combination of either a chest fridge or a drawer fridge plus a power station just connected to your cigarette lighter of your car is basically your power system, your DC power system to go camping. The 1300p I've been using for my Central Australia trips for quite a few years now, and that's been good for induction cooking and everything that I've done around Central Australia, so heaps of capacity. And it fits in perfectly with this setup that I have right now for the Fortuna. So that if you want to do a similar installation in your car, in your hatchback, whatever type of car you have, then this might be something to consider. So this had rear seats, so this was a 7-seater car, and the rear seats have been taken out. So there's a couple of lugs here on this side and also on that side. So I've actually used these lugs to put in just this flat board, just see here, and which is on a couple of spaces. And I used a couple of these type of straps that you see here to strap the board down to the lug. That way the board is relatively fixed to the car, and then I can attach everything to the board, and that's basically what I've done. I put this carpet on top as well to provide some extra insulation, and in this case here my daughter has a dog, and the dog will be prancing around here, so it's a nice soft environment for the dog to basically enjoy as well. So you can have your fridge, your power station and your dog all in one setup. Having the carpet over the top adds a nice finish to the whole setup, I think. But if you don't need the carpet, well then basically that's how it looks. Power station at the back behind the drawer system here, which then gives it full power. And then mounted on the board here. Board attached to the lugs here, so these sort of lugs on the other side as well. So then the board itself is firm, not moving relative to the car, and then via these brackets here the fridge gets attached to there. iTechworld are bringing out all sorts of new products all the time, so go to their website itechworld.com.au and you'll see some of the stuff that they have. The power stations, they have battery systems, wiring systems, DC to DC charger components. You can build up your own electrical system for your four-wheel drive or camper, or you can just buy them finished modules, power stations, refrigerators, whatever you require. Now, being a viewer of my channel and a subscriber, if you haven't already subscribed, then press subscribe, press the notification bell, you'll be notified when the next video is out. But viewers and subscribers can get an extra 5% discount of anything that iTechworld have. That's off the discounted price on their website, just by putting in the Adventure 8 coupon code or discount code at checkout, and you'll get an extra 5% on top of all the other discounts and specials that are running on iTechworld's website. Yeah, so it's good value. That obviously helps out the channel as well and helps me bring more content and reviews for you as well. So yes, the drawer fridge, fantastic for hatchback four-wheel drives and station wagons, particularly where you don't have much headspace above the fridge, and or where you just want to keep that space free. You literally put a board above this, and then you could have your bed in here as well on top. So you got your fridge, your bed on top. So many different possibilities for the drawer fridge. I'm of course interested to get your comments. Are you using a drawer fridge in your camper or four-wheel drive? How have you set it up? Also comment if you're able to take advantage of the extra 5% discount. It's always good to know that my viewers and subscribers have some benefit from my videos. It's a good combination, I think, for this sort of car, and I think my daughter will be very, very happy. Thanks again for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. That's how you support the video. And of course, subscribe and press notifications if you haven't already. Thanks again for watching. Look forward to seeing you on the next video. Cheers. Bye.